Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another reading. This is one of the ad hoc readings, so if you're new here, very welcome. And what we do is I just see whatever messages come through for that day, for whoever's watching and whoever's meant to see this reading. All right, it's not a structured reading like the others that I do and I sometimes do for the week ahead. This is just asking Spirit what's most important for us to know right now, and whatever messages need to come through. And if you are here, then there's probably a message that you need to hear. Okay, not every single thing will have meaning for you. Remember, there's a collective of people who are usually having the same kind of energetic experiences in different stories, in different ways and shapes and forms. So just see what really speaks to you. Okay, I'm burning some Palo Santo for anyone who wants to know. Sometimes I do use these as, you know, the smoke as a form of divination before I start a reading. But it depends. I use sage and I use Palo Santo. Sometimes I use incense. Today's not one of the days that the message is coming through via that. So let's see what is meant to come through here for you. I feel like I need to pull one card from the Akashic Tarot, which I often use for the Akashic Records readings that I use. For those of you who don't know, the Akashic Records is basically all of the information that's stored out in the ether that we do have access to, but a lot of the time that information will come through in a meditation or a dream or something. That's subconscious information that is out there. So I personally believe that not all of our memories are stored in our brain. I don't think that we have the brain matter for that, but I feel like we are transmitters and receivers of information, and that's how psychic energy works as well, where I don't have everybody's information stored in my brain. That's not possible. But it comes to me when I ask for it. It's like sending out a message to say, please help with this information, and then I get the answer. And sometimes we can put something out, we're trying to remember the name of a song or something, and you know, we won't get the message immediately or remember it immediately, but maybe a day or two later we'll say, oh, that's what the song is. We've requested the information, it will come, it's stored there somewhere, but it's not just always readily available or stored in our brains permanently, especially, like I said, with people who are intuitive. They're not storing the whole world's information and having access to it all the time. Okay, sorry, there is a bit of noise outside. Hopefully it dies down. Okay, so what are we talking about today, please? The Six of Roses, the War of the Roses. Okay, so this is a situation where there might be something where we feel like we're waiting for somebody to make the next move, or we are anticipating a situation where there's a bit of antagonistic energy, but we don't really feel like we're getting anywhere. Okay, this can make us feel very frustrated, or it can be like we're at a stalemate in a situation. This often will say to us that, you know, it's best to kind of just step away, you can't win anyway, or let the situation resolve itself. Let's see what else is coming up here. Okay, I'm going to use the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. It's very tiny, but it's a very handy little deck for me to take everywhere with me. It is an original printed deck. It's not a copy, but it's just a tiny one, which I really love, actually. Ooh, what happened here? Did I just flip it the wrong way? No, there are cards that are the wrong way around here. Let's just see what's going on. Okay. Okay, can we know more about this Six of Roses, this War of the Roses, please? I feel like this is something that's been going on for a long time as well. Or it's like, I don't think, maybe there's a recurring situation where you just feel like, oh, you know, we're always like bumping our heads. This is the same situation over and over. Nothing ever changes. nothing, there's no resolution here. That's what this is. There's no resolution here, and I feel like that's what can be frustrating. Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask for 3 cards. Can I know more about what's going on here, please? Oh, Temperance. Okay. So being tested, feeling like it's coming from all sides, feeling like we have to find that balance. And this is something that's coming up for healing. So we need to find a way to see it differently or handle it differently. And it's like, this is going to come up until you sort it out. But I feel as if sorting it out means doing nothing. There's the 4 of Swords. It's talking about a lot of activity and stuff where we're putting a lot of effort in, but we actually need rest before any further progress can be made. We need to step back. We need to step back here. Okay. If we don't step back, this is the energy that we're going to deal with. And maybe we have dealt with this and it's really gotten us beaten down, feeling like this poor guy here. All right, but the 10 of Swords shows the closing of a cycle. And I feel like the power is with you to close that cycle and say, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to clear up whatever I need to clear up for myself. I'm going to deal with this internally. And I'm going to make peace with the past and leave it behind, because this is not, I'm not getting anywhere with this situation. That's your best course of action. It's like, this is not going to, you need to close the cycle for yourself. This is something where you're not maybe going to be given closure. You need to provide that closure for yourself. And unfortunately, that's a very harsh truth in this life, is that's something that occurs quite often, is that we're not given the closure that we feel we deserve. That person owes us that conversation or that resolution, and we don't always get it. And therein lies the lesson. Okay, we don't always get closure with things, and sometimes it takes a long time for us to find that for ourselves. But this is about governing things internally. This is about us saying, okay, I'm going to make peace with the past. What is done is done. I accept things as they are, and it's time for me to move on to different things, to better things. Okay, I feel like this Ace of Swords is screaming at me. And this is your card from the bottom of the deck. So this is to say, find that clear direction. Make a decision for yourself to take action, to stop this inaction, because this is what they're not doing. They're not taking action. It's up to you to take action. Take up your sword and say, I direct my energy. I move forward. I'm being decisive, and I'm going to be clear about what I'm doing here, even if for the meantime that clarity is, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not staying in this stalemate. I'm not going to be in limbo all the time, wondering what's going to be happening. I'm going to step back. I'm going to focus on what I need to do. I'm going to move forward and take some action, even if that action is moving away. Okay? It cannot go on the way it is. Even if walking away is what you need to do, that's what you need to do. But there's nothing to be done here. So you need to govern this internally. You need to not be dwelling on the past, like this poor guy who's just focused on everything that hasn't worked out. There are other opportunities. There's other things. Look behind him at those 2 of Cups. That's 2 of Cups. There's other things to be focusing on in life. You cannot get yourself stuck here. You cannot stay there, no matter what's involved here, whether it's money, whether it's relationships. That other party is not helping you move forward. They're not doing anything to bring progress. They're not going to budge. All right, and you need to govern this internally. You need to decide what's best for you. And there's a strong sense of old energy and new energy here. We can choose. Okay, and what we're experiencing is that in between. There's this old energy that we're dealing with and the new energy that wants to come in, and we can decide to close that chapter and say, okay, this is time for new beginnings and fresh starts. Okay. I hope that this helps you, and until we meet again, bye for now.